Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for checking in to CTM Sports. We got a couple of topics today. We're not gonna run too long today. A couple of topics we're gonna run through. And our first topic is the Warriors lost to the Lakers. Has their dynasty reached their max? Have they maxed out? Because we all know they up in age now. What's Steph like 32 now?
32. That's
Somewhere in there in his
crazy.
30s.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
crazy when you think about it.
they had a nice run
32
though.
up in age. You know what I mean? Taking somebody out to pasture because they're 32.
They had a
Um,
nice run though.
yeah, they did,
They
but I
did.
don't think it's over. You know what I mean? They can get new talent, maybe a big man.
They
They
did.
changed the game with their gameplay, their
Okay.
strategy, and their
Right.
efficiency. Right.
Right.
So who says they're going to stop evolving here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what they do next.
See, that's the thing. Well, I got like at A. How tough is it to replace championship caliber talent when you have three guys? Well, really two.
Yeah,
Draymond, I think he a good passer, I guess, and good defender. But when you have those kind of guys, it's hard to find another replacement. Like if you can, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I
It's kind
think
of
they,
like Chick-fil-A sauce. You're not gonna find another Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know if you can make another Chick-fil-A sauce. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it was a perfect recipe, perfect ingredients, and perfect time, right?
Yeah.
Role players matched up with star players,
Yeah.
and that translated to the win. And role players stepping up to be star players at in certain situations,
But
right?
they ain't gonna be Steph Curry like you. It's not gonna be another Steph Curry though.
I
Like
think
or
ever,
another Clay, huh?
yeah, ever. Uh,
And that's the thing that's tough because um we'll talk about it when we get to Bob Myers, but
but that's the thing,
um
like,
go ahead.
what really, it's just the pieces how they fit together. You know what I mean? It's not like one player or one player that you can bring in
Right.
to really kind of fix what they lack now, if they lack anything. Um,
I mean they lacking depth. That's what they was lacking is depth, and they're getting tired. You can
yeah,
tell. And when you're not as young, you do get tired running full court. 32 running up and down that court. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. When you get in your 30s, you start feeling it.
yeah. And so you
The
you feel
threes
the
don't drop
burn.
as much. Yeah, the threes don't drop as much as they used to. You don't
But
get
see,
that
that's the
spring
thing.
in your jump.
But you, like, if shooting, it was like the Dallas Mavericks. Like when you own, you own. When you not, you not. And other teams can't count on them being off. You know what I mean?
But
Especially
see,
in
when they
17.
the teams they had before them, they had people that came off the bench that kind of kept the party going while they could sit down and kind of get their body back together. You know what I'm saying? Get their rest a
Yeah,
little bit.
and I
Not
can do
having
it.
that though, and you have to kind of stay in the game more. Man, shooting it make you tired. You know what I'm saying? Then driving to the basket.
Yeah, and you gotta
Both
have
will
the
make you
minutes.
tired.
You gotta
Kind of
have
like
the
you.
minutes to follow through with those shots
Yeah.
too. So, and it's like, well, in your opinion, what do you think they need now to try to replace what they have or what they're missing, or just something new,
So
like a rookie or like a
before
veteran?
before I get to that, let's look at B, right?
All right.
Steve Kerr. My wife, we was talking about this, taking the kids to go get something to eat. Do you think Steve Kerr was riding off of the talent pool that Mark Jackson had created? And now we starting to see what he did now. Now we starting to see Steve Kerr kind of like what John Gruden had it with Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
You know, he rode that wave. Now it's on the wave. It's his wave now to get that new talent and bring that new talent in, but he's not finding it. Are we really starting to see that Steve Kerr he just rode the coattail of
Mark
Mark
Jackson.
Jackson, or is just talent hard to find, man? You know what I'm saying? Like it is. It's hard to find. You when you get a run like that and have that kind of talent, it's hard to replace those kind of guys, that kind of talent. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan Poole is not Steph Curry. He's not Klay Thompson. And,
Jordan Poole is not
Gary
even
Payton
Jordan
is not
Poole at
either.
this point.
Say that one more time.
Jordan Poole is not even Jordan Poole at this point.
The reason I think with Jordan Poole is that the sense of urgency that they had to play with, I don't think Steve Kerr trusted him enough. That's what I'm saying. Like
That
Mark
and
Jackson had
that's
a
on
different
Steve
kind of
Kerr.
mindset with dealing with players. Steve Kerr was just like, man, we got, we got these weapons out here, and he just kept riding them. Now you're starting to see the wear and tear. It's kind of like getting a new car. Somebody builds the car and they say, you know what, we're gonna get this car to John. And now John is driving the car. Now it's like at 80, 90,000 miles, you know what I'm saying? And he never replaced nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He just kept running through because they remember they had Harrison Barnes, they let him go. Iguodala, they let him go and they brought him back, but he was older at that point. And they had some other people they let them go. You know what I'm saying? They kind of the turnover. It's hard to keep like high level talent because of the money and salary cap too. And that's what's gonna kill them in the end too. The salary cap, luxury tax. That's gonna kill them too.
I'm sorry. Get rid of those mid-talent, mid-tier guys.
But
Because
those are the
really,
guys that kind of carry you though, the mid
yeah,
tier too. Yeah.
yeah, I understand. You know what I mean? You got to get something. I mean, maybe not a star player, but you can't get. I will never let cap kill me with average to below average players. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a salary cap problem if I cap those caliber of players.
No, it's not the mid level players. It's the like Clay, Steph, Clay, and Draymond. You have to pay the main three, and everybody else kind of get in where they fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I like Draymond, field general, defender. He's a efficient shooter. But no, I mean, I'm not paying him big. But I'm not
Draymond,
paying
yeah,
him that money like that.
nah. I
I
think
mean,
Draymond.
you was a key piece, but now we're not winning games. We're not winning championships now. Our winning percentage ain't that. So we need something else. And you're not. You're gonna take a pay cut, or you're going to take a trip to another team. Now, with Steve Kerr and Mark Jackson, right?
Yeah,
Mark Jackson went to Golden State. They had a roster. You know what I mean? If the roster was what it was, I mean, they wasn't winning championships before he got there. Same
right.
roster. He went and made good players better. And he made better players great. That's what he did. He added on to the culture. He made the culture. That's his culture. Work ethic, organization. He did that. He built that up. Steve Kerr capitalized off that and added nothing to it.
Right. That's
He
what I'm saying. He
he
had
wrote,
nothing to it.
yeah. I mean, I'm agreeing to you. I'm
Yeah,
agreeing with you
yeah.
on that, right? Added nothing to it, right? For the first 2 years, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, right?
But
But
eventually it's
you're
gonna
not
break.
adding anything. Like you're not making. Like, what are you good at, Steve? Like, are you good at managing, coaching, recruiting, motivating? Like, what are you good at? You basically ran the same system scheme, and you just kind of held it together. What Mark Jackson built, right? I mean, in my
Yeah,
opinion, in my poor man's opinion, right?
yeah. My poor
Uh,
man. Yeah, for sure.
maybe it was could have been better development on the younger guys. But you can't have
I
the
think
younger guys buy
Draymond
into the
too.
culture because you didn't create it, right?
I think Draymond
What
too. He I don't know if he got jealous of KD. I'm not sure, but it's something. It was something there. Um,
I would have
he
made a statement. I would have released, fined, severely. I understand Draymond Green is the heart and soul of the team and things like that. But when if you have a player like Durant, yeah, I'm sure y'all won it without him. But when you have that, you know what I mean? You got a backup, an alternating superstar. When Steph get hurt or when Kevin get hurt or Clay get hurt, we don't really miss a beat. And if
man,
somebody like Draymond Green has a problem with Kevin Durant, we just get rid of Draymond Green.
boy,
I mean, it's just
man.
not worth it, the trouble. But he didn't. Steve Kerr didn't really add, do anything different to the game plan. He didn't increase Steph 3-point percentage. He didn't
They need
increase
to.
his passing. he really didn't do anything to add on what he had. He
In,
got a
in my
Ferrari and he just putting miles on it. And
in
those
my
guys
opinion,
hate
Mike
it.
Brown. Mike Brown really seemed like he had that team running, and because you could see it with the Kings. You know what I'm saying? He
And,
had them running on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? I
and
think that kind of hurt Steve Kerr letting him go. I know they probably couldn't afford to pay him, but him being that assistant coach.
you got to keep people show their worth. Like
Yeah,
he went somewhere, showed his worth. The Kings are a lot better when he was there,
boy,
right?
whole lot better.
So, like, oh, what's that? The Golden State Warriors aren't that much better that Steve Kerr was there. That's the same team that was built, you know what I mean, by the old coach, right? Mark Jackson.
But then when you draft guys like Wiseman and Kuminga and they don't pan out, maybe because they didn't play enough. They had a rough season with trying to win on the road and stuff and trying to stay alive. And I don't think he really trusted the young guys enough to really get them their playing time because they weren't winning like that. And see, that's one thing when they had KDM on the team, they could just run the score up to about mid first to second quarter, put the young guys in and let them kind of play, get a feel for it, bring them back in,
And finish
and just
anybody.
kill you into the third quarter and let them play again, let them finish out the fourth quarter, KD and them, you know what I'm saying?
And you can't do that no more. And they expose you,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Um when
yeah.
you do stuff like that, you gotta develop those young guys off the court because you need your all stars in. That's what you do as a coach. You figure out how to do that.
That's true.
As a coach, that's your job to do. I mean, I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? You gotta draft players, and if the players you draft don't pan out, that's a part of you.
Yeah.
Either you didn't scout them good enough,
Mm-hmm.
or either you didn't make the environment conducive to their growth, development as players. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But that's me, fat man, sitting on the couch watching multimillionaires and billionaires make these power moves. Like I say,
I think they put all the eggs from a poor man, but I think they said, you know what? This run only gonna last for so long. Let's put all the eggs in the basket. We know we're gonna get hit on the back end, but if we can win a couple of more championships, it'll be worth it on the back end
yeah.
because the next section we talking about
I mean,
with
because the Dallas Mavericks kind of had that. The Phoenix Suns, wherever Steve Nash go, they were just running and shooting.
yeah,
When they was hitting, they was hitting. Dirk
yeah,
was firing everybody up. You know what I mean? When they wasn't, that run was over. You know what I mean? They hadn't been contenders since.
yeah. So this is pretty crazy. Tell me how is this messed up or not, right? Most people would do this though, if you smart. Bob Myers is considering whether he want to extend his contract or not. He said he's gonna take the summer to figure it out. And he's trying to debate. I think in his mind, he's trying to debate: is this run over, or is there still a little bit more, at least one more left in the tank? So pretty much, if he leave the Warriors, everybody gonna be knocking at the door. He may make more money, or if he stay with the Warriors and get locked in, it may be rebuilding in a couple more years. Do you want to go through a rebuild? Because it's hard to rebuild, man. After you go through a run, I mean, it's hard, man. It's kind of like getting that first steak from the steakhouse. It's hard to top that first steak. You know what I'm saying?
Especially, like I said, you good and you have a run like that. They
Boy,
did legendary things. I mean, leading scores, winning percentages, like
yeah.
things like that. But like, what are you doing? Like, you want to try to pick the next winning horse, right? The next winning team.
You
Like,
could.
who is it? Some of these
But
teams, you know what I mean, came out of
he can
nowhere.
go to
They have,
Phoenix. He can go to Phoenix.
yeah. I mean, but like there's still a guessing game. You know what I mean, with
It is,
injuries
but if you a
and things
GM,
like
you were
that.
like,
I mean, because nobody would have really a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? Well, the Celtics ain't gonna win, or the Bucks ain't gonna win nothing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. It's a year by year thing.
the thing is with a GM though, that people don't realize how important a GM really is. If you got a sorry GM, kind of like the Lions, Detroit Lions or something, your team is just gonna be terrible. You know what I'm saying? Some GMs understand, like, okay, we got KD, we got Booker. Let me go get some players to surround him with. Because, like, say, DeAndre Ayton, I don't know. I think he checked out. I don't know what was up with dude, man. I don't. He was letting Joker. There's no way he can go back home and live with that. Letting Joker do him like that, man. Joker was giving dude the business, man. But a good GM though can change the game. Think about the Heat. All the good teams you think about who they GM. Just leave it at that. And if
Yeah,
he
it's
leave the
crazy.
Warriors, if he leave the Warriors, that means he think that their run is over.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because they really, if you really think about it, there's no reason why if they was at their peak, they should have beat the Lakers as far as shooting their eyes out.
yeah.
But age, like I say, man, age and them arms don't spring. Them arms don't
Yeah.
spring as much. Their shimmy
Look,
don't feel the same. You know what
and
I'm saying?
Steve Kerr, too, on the GM, they they're a wholesome team, right? You know, they don't get a lot of trouble. Nobody's shooting or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to get those distractions out of the locker room, out of, you know what I mean. You got to get rid of that. Uh,
Draymond Green, though, he punched dude in the beginning of the season. That kind of hunt, pool too, man.
I mean, yeah, I mean, look, exactly. You know what I mean.
So
If Steph punch somebody, you know what I mean, you got to let them ride. You know what I mean. If Michael Jordan punches you, we got to let them ride. But man, I don't think you know, you the team shouldn't go to bat for Draymond Green like that. You know what I mean? I don't think
I don't think
anybody
the team went to
should
bat
be.
for him. I think they kind of let it glaze over with time. But I think if they could have cut him, I don't think they want to pay him. To be honest with you, I think we might see them go through a messy negotiation this summer. Because he said he want to stay with the Warriors. Of course he gonna say that because he got to opt in for like what 30 or I don't know some kind of crazy million in the M's. But of course you're gonna opt in. You never want to leave money on the table. But if he opt in, are they gonna trade him when he opt in? If
Exactly.
if,
You know what I
if
mean?
it was a
Like,
team option, if there is a team option, they wouldn't exercise that option. But if
yeah,
it's a player option, of course you're gonna exercise that option. You know what I'm saying?
like I like Draymond. He's entertaining. He's a thinking guy. You know what I mean? He's a
I
very cerebral guy. A lot of personality. Love his personality. But it's like a
I got
dating
mixed.
girl. You know what I
I
mean?
got mixed logic with Draymond. I think he good, but I think he really undercut himself. I think he could do more than what he's doing, but
Yeah.
for him, it's easier to just pass them the ball and let them shoot. Dude, if
Yeah.
dude was to average 25 points, like around what their Steph them was doing, they probably would have beat the Lakers without
Oh yeah.
question.
Or
But
they could have just kind of relied on him. Like it's a three-wheel a triangle, pyramid, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Sometimes we gotta lean on you. Like, you know what I mean? Us two
Yeah.
ain't falling. You gotta run lead sometimes. And I don't think that was what they were getting. He had the intelligence and the talent. I don't know how they
So would you
kind of
say it's
put together.
selective? Probably selective intelligence. Because if you around 3-point shooters, you got Clay and Stephen, there's no reason why you shouldn't be learning how to shoot threes. Or you shouldn't be at a
Or
higher
or
percentage.
dominating in the lane. Like if our perimeter is that dangerous,
I think you're too
they
small.
gotta leave the inside open, right? I mean, or some
But
kind of way.
they're outside shooting team though. I mean, that's their primary thing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, at least be the
He
third
should be
option.
though. I get it. What you're saying, but I think he like, man, if I ain't gotta do that, let them do all the scoring. I just pass them the ball, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then
So,
when they sit you down, like look at production, that's gonna be a thing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like and the GM, like what do our team need? What are our
He gonna
weaknesses?
say he the glue. Well, guess what? Glue only lasts so long, buddy.
Hey, guess
Used
what? You don't
used to
need
be Gorilla Glue. Now you Elmer's glue now. You know
Hey,
what
but
I'm
you don't
saying?
need glue when you got nails. I'm gonna nail this thing together. I'm gonna weld this thing together. So
who's gonna do that though? Who they gonna bring in to do
exactly,
that?
but like you was talking about the importance of a GM. and the coach, like, what are our weaknesses? Like,
Yeah.
am I playing myself saying we're going to get better if it's without making any moves? We're not changing anything, but we're expecting things to change. Um, and that's just an insane way of seeing things, right? And I
Yeah.
know things cost money. You know,
Yeah.
while you got Steph and Clay and they're healthy, you need to move around what fits with them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well, maybe that's a big man in their presence, or maybe there's more guard play. Whatever you think it is, that's your job, Steve Kerr, and the general manager, to not only get the talent and but to nurture and grow it.
So next topic. What do you think? Doc Rivers got fired. I think it was today. I kind of figured that was going to happen. And he lost to the Celtics in Game 7. They lost, 112-88. Got blown off the court. Um, I don't. You think Harden? You think Harden and Embiid? They just not ready to win the championship yet?
It's just weird. I mean, they look so good on paper, and then things like this happen. Um, is somebody secretly injured? You know what I mean? They start questioning your heart.
I think Harden. I question Harden. I don't think he like Doc Rivers, bro. When you
But
watch the
we're like,
last game, he was passing up shots that he usually take on the inside and floaters and stuff. It's like he was doing it on purpose. Like, I don't care if we win or lose. I don't care. It's like his
but what
attitude was
kind of
lackadaisical.
mentality is that? Like, you got to have a pride as a man, as a basketball player, as a professional. Like, I want this for me, not for him.
Who needs pride when you're making over 200 million or something like that over his career? Who needs pride?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I guess something gets you there, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the difference, the younger dudes now, the dudes that was like played in Michael Jordan time, it's like they had that killer instinct. Like if they got their foot on your throat, they're gonna keep putting their foot on your throat. It seems like now they kind of just like, I don't know. It seemed like when you used to be up 20 back then, 20 up 20 points, you're gonna win that game. You're not gonna let nobody back in the game. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what made Michael Jordan so great was that if you let Michael Jordan get up 10 to 15 points on you, you can kiss the game goodbye. Go ahead and pull out the starters. Go ahead and cancel Christmas. Because he going to fade away jumper. I mean, I think they said he averaged like almost 8 to 10 points a quarter or something like that. You know how hard that is to average 8 points a quarter? That's
yeah,
crazy. But that fade away jumper, you couldn't stop it, man. Like if LeBron did that, I know he don't want to copy out Michael Jordan, but I'm saying like if he actually just like did that, I don't think it was nobody that could. I mean, the Nuggets wouldn't even have a chance to stop him if he did that. You know what I'm saying? But Harden, man, I don't know, man. He weird, man. Harden is a weird dude. And B, I don't know, man. I think he want to be this. He want to be like the Sports Illustrated big man. You know, he want to be on photo covers. He don't want to be down and dirty, down in the
yeah,
post, dunking on people, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could
yeah,
be like, he might not be Shaq, but he could be like a poor man's version of Akeem Olajuwon or something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But he
yeah.
want to be like Dirk Nowitzki. That's what he want to be like Dirk, though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Is that a celebrity thing? Like, when millionaires forget
I
what's
don't
getting
want to
paid,
post. I
forget
don't
what
want to post. My name is
forget
B.
what
I
got
don't
me
want to
here.
post.
I'm just gonna do what I think I want to do and what I want uh, my image to be, and I want to work on this.
Tell
Um,
you what, too, James Harden. I don't think I ever seen him like toned up or in shape. I wonder if he was toned up in shape, how much better would he be? Because he seemed like he been eating them Philly cheesesteaks, bro, eating them Geno's cheesesteaks, bro, up in Philly, man. Like he look like our body. He like he got our body right now playing basketball, bro.
hey, but look, like, I mean, body don't matter. Like, you got to realize,
Yes, you
like,
do.
Tyson Fury can
Yes, you
fight
do.
12 rounds. You know what I mean? Get punched
But
in the head. Oh,
we not talking about fighting in a square ring. We talking about running full court, man. You had to shoot
I
jumpers
mean, yeah,
and
I
take it
mean,
to the rack.
but how do you even like? Okay, even a practice, even playing 2 games a week, how do you gain weight? Like, how many calories you have to
Are
eat
we gonna play
to
pretend?
gain weight?
Are we gonna play pretend, or are we gonna act like we don't know? Eating Philly cheesesteaks, how you gain weight? Can you imagine having people? Don't I understand? You got that much money, you can pretty much do whatever you want. I mean, discipline. You got to be that much more disciplined. Like, how hard is it? You making M's? You know what I mean? You making M's every game. If you want to say, man, I want 2 cheesesteaks from Geno's right now. You know what I'm saying? Extra cheese whiz. I want it right now. Who's to stop me from getting that? You know what I'm saying? Then he was in Houston. They probably was giving dude food for free anywhere he walk into.
Yeah.
And so how hard is that? You pull up the Whataburger in your Bentley Ghost, you know what I'm saying, your Phantom. You think they're not gonna give it to you for free just because you James Harden? You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
just
then
crazy,
Embiid,
man.
he threw them under the bus and said that me and James Harden, we can't win by ourselves. But you the MVP though.
Who else? I'm sorry. Who else you need? Like that's okay.
He the MVP though, bro. He cried about it. I am the MVP. I am Embiid. I am better than the Joker.
I mean, who do you want? Like, who else do you want? That y'all gotta make it work. You know what I mean? It's the same
They
basketball.
actually got a nice squad. It's just that I think Harden did not like Doc Rivers, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Mike D'Antoni there. I hope they don't do that because I don't think that'll work with Embiid. I wouldn't be surprised if we try to get Mike D'Antoni and just destroy the team. Daryl Morey is a weird GM, bro. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know who they could bring there that would work with. I don't know any coach that could work with Harden, man, except for D'Antoni. And that's because D'Antoni kind of catered to him, though. Anybody that challenges Harden, it seems like he don't like them.
And that's insane. That's a mental.
That's what it seemed like to me, outside looking in.
Like, but I know all I need to know about basketball. I don't need a coach or whatever. Well, just make yourself an owner and just get the own team. I don't like.
He need a nutritionist, bro. That's what he need, bro. I mean, that's what he need. All right, next topic. Where we at? All right, things to think about. Mark Jackson interviewing with the Milwaukee Bucks, according to reports. Will Mark Jackson be a better fit for Phoenix or Milwaukee? Which one you think he'll be a better fit for?
All right. I think it'll be more interesting to see going to Milwaukee, but the Phoenix Suns will be like doing something he's already done before. It's a similar team.
Yeah.
And we can do what I've already done and be really successful with it. But I want to see what he can do with the talent or the star he has in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? Can he is he a one-trick pony with the shooters and the system and the discipline and things like that? Or can he just make it work or bring the best out of different type of players? And I think that's kind of what the Bucks need, and they can be legendary if he can do what Mark Jackson does for them.
Yeah, I think Mark Jackson, a lot of players respect him, his perspective, and I think he probably could adjust. He knows it's not going to be like the Warriors. I'm pretty sure of that, but he has somebody like Giannis.
He can make good players.
I think he could probably talk to Giannis about developing that mid-range, that elbow jumper, along with driving to the basket. So if they try to do the wall, you just pull up like Devin Booker, like around that area, around the elbow area.
Mm-hmm.
If he start doing that, I mean, he'll be unstoppable. He don't have to shoot threes at all. All you got to do is just shoot elbow jumpers and just take it to the basket and dunk on you.
Or go to the line.
You got to think, he haven't even really reached grown man weight yet. He's still kind of like young. Think about when he get to the grown man weight, bro.
Yes, grown man weight, grown man strength.
He might not be running up and down the court like he used to, but in a half court set, somebody coming at you like that, about to dunk on you, getting out the way, man. A lot of dudes, hey, you notice that on defense now? A lot of dudes move out the way now. Somebody going to the basket, they just move to the side. They go, I don't want none of that. I don't want the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Who wants the smoke? You know what I mean?
I don't want it.
And another thing too about like Mark Jackson versus Steve Kerr, he can get those role players together. And as a man, you seen what he did at Golden State. You're an NBA player. You know what I mean? Maybe He adjusts their perimeter shooting
Yeah.
and their play calling,
I mean, the
their
word.
system, and
Do
their
you,
fundamentals. You know
do you
what I
know
mean?
why he got fired though? The word on the street. I mean, allegedly he got fired because they didn't like him like culture wise, right?
Yeah,
I mean, in being in San Francisco, and he's like 100% Christian, so they're probably want a good mix. You know what I'm
yeah, that
saying?
ain't gonna work out.
It ain't gonna work out. You know what I'm saying?
But
So I think any other team like Milwaukee or Phoenix, you know what I'm saying?
but you can tolerate anything for your money. You know what I mean? You can beat. You can punch
I don't.
people, beat your
But
wife, be this and that. But if you're too Christian, that's gonna rub the wrong.
and that's the thing.
tone.
I don't think it was. I think he just his aura. Sometimes, man. We talked about this on a Think Game podcast. Y'all make sure y'all watch that. Like, share, subscribe to our channel, CTM channel. We got a podcast too on that. But sometimes just your presence, sometimes people don't like. You know what I'm saying? Even if he was winning, he was starting to win, but his presence, like with Tony Dungy, I don't know if it was his presence or what, but they was going to start winning. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, as an owner or anybody in an organization, you gotta see like our practice, like they gotta see we're gonna start winning before they gotta see they're gonna start winning before the public does. Like those practices are crisp, those
Yeah.
shots are going in, and especially even in football, like those. I mean, these guys are running routes. They're throwing the ball on the money. Their
Right.
defense is together.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta know that before you because you don't fire Tony Dungy and then they win a Super Bowl the next year. You know what I mean? Because the
Right.
team was trash. You got to see them developing. And the same thing, Mark. You got to see those guys getting better. If you watching your team,
They were though.
so
Yeah.
like you said, it's got to be something else.
Yeah. So our next topic: do you think that the Lakers can beat the Nuggets? Because
I think,
the Nuggets are the number one seed, and they blowing people out the box too, man. They got depth too.
yeah, maybe I sound like a not basketball fan, but any team with LeBron James on it, it's got a chance to win anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, they got through Golden State, and even Golden State wasn't hot when they beat them. I think that the Lakers definitely have a chance to win because you never know what LeBron's going to do. Is he going to facilitate the whole game or he's going to take it over?
Yes.
Every
Yeah.
other quarter, he going,
I think
score
LeBron was
20 or 30
reserving his
points.
energy. He wasn't going full throttle. He probably was going like 70%. I think we
But
got to
it's
see what
definitely,
AD, because AD usually play good against the Joker. Sometimes players they get bored playing against a team they don't have a challenge, but he know that the light's gonna be on him with the Joker, so he's gonna probably give Joker his best showing. You know what I'm saying? Unless he can stay healthy. Sometimes
yeah,
somebody call him Mr. Glass. You know what I'm saying? Because he
yeah, man,
always
that's fucked up.
breaking, but
Yeah, I'm sorry, this messed up.
usually he be balling on Joker though. He be going hard on Joker though. If he goes hard on Joker, the Lakers will win that series. If he don't, the Lakers gonna lose. It's gonna be hinged on AD. LeBron can't. He he can still play, but he's not like gonna take over the game all
Yeah,
seven,
I
four,
mean,
four, four games in a row. It's hard. I mean,
no,
it's
no, no.
hard, bro.
And that's very hard. But at his 70%, he probably is a top 20 player at
But
70%.
to average 30 to 40 points a game, we just seen it with Devin Booker. You're gonna run out of gas real fast. I mean, you're gonna run out of gas, bro.
But I think he's a really good game manager, like managing his own energy, stamina, knowing when to turn it off and turn it on. That's
But
what, I think that
you can
thing
agree
that's
just as
going to
well
make
as
the
I
Lakers
can
win.
agree, because you can agree just as well. LeBron is about the same age as us. It sounds good thinking about you can bounce back game to game playing 30 to 40 minutes a game until you actually do it. And then your body telling you, I don't feel like it. You know what I'm
Man, waking up in the morning, you know what I mean?
saying?
Even if he,
Man,
sleeping in a hyperbolic
boy.
time chamber. But
Now he do got the money to do all that other stuff like massages and all that. When you regular like us, that just ain't an option, man.
boy,
You know what I'm saying? You just hope you got a good mattress to sleep on, man. Maybe that'll help out. But when you look at that Miami LeBron though, bro, like when you go back and look at the highlights, like the acceleration and the quick twitch like he had, like today is not the same now, of course. But I'm just saying like the difference now, like how he could take over a game. Literally, he could just turn it on and it's on. You know what I'm saying? Now he kind of got to think about it. He kind of got. It's kind of like a car. You got to let it warm up a little bit, like a carburetor.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to let it warm up a little bit. He was like a Tesla in Miami. He was like a Tesla, fully charged. Now he like a Tesla that probably can only get up to about 70% charge. You can't get the full 100% no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then still top
It's
20
still better than
player.
a lot of people's 100%
Yeah,
though. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, without question. So the next game is like the Celtics and the Heat. Who you got winning that matchup? The Celtics and the Heat. And that'll be the last one. We'll go ahead and close out. I ain't
Yeah,
know
I
it's
mean,
gonna run this long.
the Heat has been, consistent, and they just like, hey, where are they getting this energy from? Where are they getting this boost from? I mean, I think it's a pride thing. I really want the Heat to kind of get it, but like I said, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm really interested in just to watch the games with them.
yeah, yeah. And try to bring some guests on here as well too to talk about some sports. We got a couple people that asked to come on, so we're gonna try to get them on when
We
they're
got some
scheduled.
experts coming, so
Because
stay
guys,
tuned
we
in.
are regular working people. We work 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day. We not like Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying, in the studio all day making content. I wish one day. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a good thing between the I if the Heat guards can match Jimmy when he start going off, they can win.
That's
Because the
hard.
Celtics got a three-headed monster, bro. I mean, almost four-headed monster at guard. They got Brogdon, Tatum, Brogdon, Brown, and Smart. Smart kind of 50-50. Some games he on, some games he not on, man. I think dude, sometimes, man, I don't know what's up with going on in dude's head, man. Dude, I don't know, man. But definitely the guy you want to take to a bar fight with you, but I'm winning championship.
But that's those wild cards get you every
Yeah, he
time.
a wild card. Exactly,
Because
man.
the game you want them to play sorry, they play great. The game
Man,
you expecting them to play great, they play sorry. So you
that's
got a
true.
whole defensive scheme to stop them, and he don't do nothing. You know what I mean? And somebody
Yeah, I
else.
think the coach, though, I don't know if the coach is letting him play. He seemed like a really quiet dude. I don't know if he really coached him like that, man. I don't know.
I mean,
Missoula for the
I
Celtics?
really when I was younger, I really like to let the players play, but if the coach sees something, you gotta listen to this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But like when Gary Payton was with the Heat, just like he gonna keep feeding Shaq. I think that's something you just got to do when you got a player like that of that caliber. So but I believe in following kind of coach lead. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to preserve
Yeah.
your energy. He's seeing something out there with his experience. So getting the coach that you respect their game plan in their mind, not necessarily their authority because you're a grown man, but you got to at least respect his mind and his game plan to even kind of play at the highest level.
Yeah. So, bonus question. I just thought about that when we was talking. For the kids out there that somebody hear this, I'm gonna try to make a clip out of this. How hard is it to overcome the inner city and actually go to college and go pro? Like even just to go to college, like get recruited by the because sometimes I think most people realize that play sports, you're at the mercy of the coach. You can be great, but if the coach don't put you in the game, you'll never be able to showcase it. You know what I'm saying? We seen that time and time again. Dudes we grew up with that was great, but coach didn't put them in, and people don't realize. People can't see it on camera, but we actually taught. Like I wasn't good at basketball. I should have played. I didn't play enough like a basketball to be good at it. Like when you social media wasn't out when we was young, but when you think about Kobe, how much she worked out. Like the average kid not working out like that. You know what I'm saying? She's going off
Yeah.
pure talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like some people, the people who are ready for the NBA at 18, those people look different. They play
Yeah.
different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's not a high school kid.
Yeah. Did you ever see Joe Johnson play?
Maybe once or twice.
Bro,
I wasn't focused on the game.
before we close out, where I was in 10th grade, I was the manager of the basketball team. This is when Coach McKinney was there, right? 98, when we first started going there in 10th grade.
Yes, sir. I remember.
They had Joe Johnson at center and had surrounded him with all shooters like Brandon Greenwood. I think it was Alex Fingers, some other couple of other dudes. You couldn't play zone against them. You couldn't go man to man. And we had, I want to say 3 dudes that was 6'8". We had Roman Brown, we had Too Tall, and we had, I think, was Jason Plant, was he 6'8" or 6'6"? One of them.
Yeah, he was close.
Bro, we played them in that in Fayetteville in the in the I think it was quarterfinals or something like that. Man, it was the craziest thing I ever saw in my life, man. I think they could have beat a college team, bro. I had to see if we can interview Brandon, man, Greenwood, because he coaching at Philander, man. I think people don't realize, man, when they came out, he started at center. Then at halftime, he was playing like point guard or something like that, man. It was unreal, man.
I mean, as a kid, to see somebody like that,
Yeah.
with the shooting, or like with the ball handling, the size,
Everything.
it's just.
He was a 99 overall in high school, 99 overall.
Yeah, probably. In high school, that brother was 100. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy.
And he's 6'8". That's the thing. Like, he's 6'8". He's dribbling, shooting, and passing at a high level. The average person at 6'8" can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty big and I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
Like, especially like in high school, to see somebody that big move like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a cool dude.
Yeah. Laid back. I mean, even watching him at Summer League, man, dude like shoot from half court, man. He's doing like the Steph Curry, like back in like 2002 or something like that at Summer League, bro. Yeah, he literally just cross half court, man, and just shoot that thing up like a rainbow, man. Like, that's crazy,
like
bro.
Superhuman type stuff. Like, until you see some of this stuff like firsthand, you be like, you wouldn't believe it, especially as a kid.
Boy.
And someone don't say, "Hey, do going pro." Like, you can't say that.
I think he could have went pro out of high school if he wanted to. I think they were trying to get him to go pro. I think he just didn't want to. He could have went pro, no problem. Easy. But yeah, guys, pretty get ready to sign out this thing. Just want to come by and talk to you about some sports. And we're trying to work on our StreamYard game. This is our first time doing it, so let us know in the comments what you think. What you think about it, how you like it. You got anything for Jay one before we sign out, bro?
No. Peace.
Like, share, subscribe. Watch our Thinking Game podcast. Watch our sports podcast. We're going to try to do this more often now, work on our remote game. That's how we scaling up. We do it outside, inside, remote, on the computer, anywhere. One day we might do it in a helicopter, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, guys, we get ready to sign out. Thanks for watching.